Update 2. No daughter of mine will work in tech support, Dad yelled as he threw me out. 3 years later, my mother called me crying. Why didn't you tell us you're a tech billionaire? I replied, the outcome was the achievement we expected from a Harvard Law graduate. The Wilsons asked about you at dinner. Michael is still single. I closed the email without finishing it and got back to work. The next year passed in a blur of code and coffee. My protocol grew more sophisticated, catching threats that other security systems couldn't even detect. Oracle's initial contract led to others. Google noticed. Then Apple. Then the Department of Defense. I moved out of the garage apartment into a small condo, then a larger one, then a loft in the city's tech district. I hired my first employee, then my fifth, then my 50th. Chin Security Solutions was born. Though I kept my name off all the public documentation, let everyone think the revolutionary new security company was run by some shadowy tech genius. I had my reasons for staying anonymous. My mother's emails came less frequently, usually with attached articles about successful female lawyers or news about Michael Wilson's rising career. I archived them all unread. Then came the government contracts, the venture capital offers, the acquisitions. I turned down every buyout, keeping control of my company even as its value soared past the billion-dollar mark. The press started asking questions about the mysterious founder of CSS. I hired a CEO to be the public face, a smooth-talking businessman who loved attention. I stayed in my coding cave, building better and better security systems. Alexandra, my assistant Sarah, poked her head into my office one afternoon. Forbes is trying to reach you again. They're doing their 30 under 30 list. Tell them to talk to David, I said, referring to my public-facing CEO. I'm busy. They specifically want you. They figured out you're the real founder. I looked up from my screens. How? Someone talked. Probably that intern from Oracle. He was there when you caught the first breach. They're running the story with or without your cooperation. I leaned back in my chair, thinking about my father's face the day he threw me out, about all the condescending emails and disappointed sighs. Tell them I'll do the interview. But I have one condition. 2 weeks later, I sat in my penthouse office looking at the advanced copy of Forbes that Sarah had just handed me. I was on the cover. Alexandra Chin, 28-year-old founder of Chin Security Solutions. The youngest self-made female tech billionaire in history. My phone buzzed. Mom's number. I let it ring. The Forbes article hit newsstands on a Tuesday. By Wednesday morning, my father's law firm had lost 3 major corporate clients to firms with better cybersecurity. By Thursday, they'd lost 5 more. My phone hadn't stopped ringing. Mom had called 37 times. Dad, 18. Even Michael Wilson had tried reaching me through LinkedIn, probably after his father's law firm also lost clients over security concerns. Your parents are in the lobby, Sarah announced Friday morning. Your father tried to intimidate the security team with legal threats. Your mother's crying. I looked out my penthouse window at the city skyline, at the 3 buildings now bearing my company's logo. Are they really? Yes, Sarah hesitated. And Mr. Wilson is with them, both senior and junior. Of course they weren't here as family. They were here as lawyers who had just lost millions in billable hours, because their cybersecurity was outdated. Send them up, I said, straightening my designer blazer. But first, activate Protocol Rose. Protocol Rose was my personal favorite among our security measures, named after my grandmother who'd secretly funded my first computer. As my family rode the elevator up 30 floors, every screen in my office came alive, displaying real-time data about security breaches our system had prevented at law firms across the country. The elevator doors opened. My father stormed in first, brandishing the Forbes magazine like a weapon. My mother followed, dabbing at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. The Wilsons brought up the rear, both looking decidedly uncomfortable. How dare you, Dad thundered. How dare you embarrass this family like this? I raised an eyebrow. I embarrassed the family. By building a billion-dollar company. By revolutionizing cybersecurity. Please, elaborate on the embarrassment. You lied to us, Mom burst out. All those years pretending to be just a tech support worker. I never lied. You just never asked. Too busy sending me articles about female lawyers and Michael's career achievements to actually take an interest in what I was building. Michael stepped forward, attempting his old charming smile. Alex baby, let's be reasonable. Maybe we can work something out. A merger of interests. That's why you're really here, isn't it? I gestured to the screens surrounding us. Your firms are losing clients because your security is outdated. You want preferential treatment. Now see here, Judge Wilson started. But I cut him off. Chin Security Solutions has a very clear policy about client acquisition. All firms must undergo our standard security audit. No exceptions, I smiled coldly, even for family. We are not just any potential clients, my father snapped. We are your family, you owe us. I owe you? I stood up slowly. Let's talk about what I owe you, Dad. Should we start with the day you threw me out? Or maybe when you told the entire country club I was having a mental breakdown? Or perhaps when you tried to have me declared incompetent to prevent me from accessing my trust fund? He flushed. That was for your own good. You were throwing away a real career for this. I pressed a button on my desk. The screens shifted to display our company's current stock price and market valuation. This? You mean my company? The one that's worth more than every law firm in this city combined. The security system that protects 80% of Fortune 500 companies. The technology that just won a $2 billion. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.